Hey guys, this is Drew from ZP Reviews, coming with the next video in our Amazon playlist. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe below. I also wanted to make a brief announcement. We've been working on it a while, and I put together our business plan, and I kind of made it more internet friendly. And well, we're gonna distribute this for free. This is our gift to the subscribers, as well as anyone that's new coming in. Why am I making this course? It's not really a course, it's a business plan, but why is it free? Because when I was in you guys' shoes and I was starting, I had put together 10,000 of my own money. My partner put his own money, and when we were looking to build something, it's like you needed every damn dollar you could get to invest in your product properly. Don't mind me, this is Boston, it's very cold out, my head's dying. But yeah, I just really wanted to put something out for you guys, something beyond just talking to you, and I think that you guys really might like it, so you can find a link to that below. So needless to say, let's get into the video, and this video is going to be about PPC. And we talked about this in a prior video weeks ago, but I felt like it might be good to go into a little bit more detail. And this is not to be confused with external traffic like Facebook ads or social media. This is purely Amazon PPC. So what's the first thing? So when you guys were launching, right, say that this is where you're at, you picked so many seed keywords. Now the seed keywords are the ones that you absolutely know there's search volume for, and that you're going to make some good money. Well, hopefully you're gonna get your most views. That said, I've seen it in Loverstein's group as well as some other groups, but trying to bid on those keywords is an animal. It's like, well, what's the point then? So, well, this is what you guys gotta do, is that when you're launching, you're gonna have a much higher auto campaign, right? You're not even really considering your manual campaign yet, and if you are, it's going to be the keywords that you harvested from your competitors, but you don't necessarily want to throw all these on like super high bids, not yet at least, because the reason is that the way PPC works is in relation to your current position for those rankings. So if you're all the way down on page 9 or not even there, right, your PPC is going to be more expensive than someone that's already on page 2 or page 1. So knowing that, this is why I always say external traffic is so important to get that ranking, right? This is why people do the giveaways. I don't recommend giveaways anymore, just period. And we'll talk. I'm going to talk. I've got a special video for that later. My partner's going to get on with me. But that said, when you start auto PPC, right, you choose a reasonable bid, higher budget, right? This is, if you're using our tool that we put down, we have an estimate based on what your expected profits are and about how much per day you should spend on PPC. But that said, you really don't want to overdo it, because if you're starting out and say you're projecting that you're going to make $100 a day, right? And that's conservative. So you're going to make $100 a day. Well, if you're trying to get to 10% ACoS or 20% ACoS or below, right? Well, you need to put a hard stop that you're not going to spend more than that, because if you do, if you keep spending 20, that adds up really quickly. So what you got to do, you got to kind of have some faith here. Run the auto ads, right? The auto ads are going to slowly trickle in sales, maybe quickly, depends on how good your offer is. I need to make this clear. A good offer fixes many things. So whatever you do, get a good product together before you do anything. But once those sales come in, you're going to take the search term reports and the keywords that people are actually hitting to come to your product. That's what goes into your PPC campaign. Now, the question then begins, okay, well then how much should I bid? How much should I use? That's going to be on a case-by-case basis, but generally speaking, don't overbid. What you really want is, what I recommended was grab the Amazon choice ones. Like, you can get these pretty easily through Helium 10. I've heard some stories with Zon.Tools also works. I have a link for that as well. But any of these services can get them now. A lot of them are getting better. I still swear by Helium 10. That's just, I don't know. I mean, to me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that said, so you start with you got your auto campaign that's at a high budget per day. Once you get those sales, then you make your broad campaign, and you put just those keywords. Don't put anything else. And those sales that come from the broad then go into phrase, and then the ones that are exceptional in phrase then go into exact. Whatever you do, don't put all your keywords in all of them, because you're just going to end up getting a lot of clicks that aren't going to convert, and it's not going to be worth it for your campaign. And it took us a lot of iterations, because we were, I think, I'm not going to name like the guy's plan we used, but it was like go all out. And yes, we got ranked, which isn't bad, but when you go all out, say you do all your giveaways and you're getting the max sales per day, well, if you're not organically able to hold that, and you're still running the PPC to hold that, oh Jesus, you'll pain. Like we saw, like everything that we expected for our launch did come to fruition, except how much we were projected to spend on PPC and advertising in general, and that was the killer. That's why we've been talking about Pinterest and this and that. So yeah, like don't put them all in at once. You do want as many as possible, but you want to narrow down. You don't want to start bidding high for keywords that are unproven. You really only want in your exact campaign to be just the keywords that you know you're going to hit for. There's a higher click-through rate, there's a high conversion rate. If you start putting in everything in there, you're going to have problems. So what if you don't want to do that? And this is another thing. I mentioned it before, but Zon.Tools. Unfortunately, if you didn't hit the first video, they don't. It's no longer free. I got it while it was free. They're hitting me now. I'm going to go ahead and get it. But Zon.Tools has a I don't know if you call it an AI, but I guess it is kind of an artificial intelligence. But you can, everything I just said to you, you can have Zon.Tools automate for you. Like Zon.Tools, once it's set up, say you launch with it, I don't completely recommend doing that, but say you launch with it, it will take the keywords out for you. It will do these things for you, and all you have to do is tell it, hey, keep below this ACOS, keep below this budget, and then go from there. And I think a lot of the PPC tools are very hit or miss, generally miss, I won't lie, but what we found, and I think why the guy's name is Stefano Starkel, the reason why I think he's going to be a little bit more successful is that during his beta phase, he had so many people on the platform, and I can only surmise that he's collecting data for his service. So while he was running the beta, he was coming up with, okay, so how do I adjust my algorithm so that it runs better, as well as also knowing if his servers can handle it, if his infrastructure can handle it. There's other things, but needless to say, what is amazing about Zon.Tools is that if you follow their directions, keyword follow their directions, you can hit your 10%, 20% ACOS. And for me, like, I don't, I know, like, Matt says he does the PPC himself, and I respect it, but I'm trying to build as many things as possible. I want to be building, and Zon.Tools saved us so much time. So it's definitely a killer. What also is killer, and I wish more services did this, but they tier their pricing based on what your sales are. So if you don't have crap for sales, you can pay an extremely low amount to have their service, whereas like a lot of services, they just hit you with $100 or whatever. They just say you're gonna pay. So I like what they did by giving a range of pricing based on your need, and I think that goes a long way, because if you see in our sheet, you'll see that if you start plugging in these things for overhead, you can sap into your profits really quickly, and if you're not prepared to handle the overhead of having all of these services, you're not going to get the value out of it. So this is one of those few tools that I felt like really gets the money for it. Like, Helium 10, it's up to you how much value you get out of Helium 10. Same thing with ClickFunnels, for that matter. Like, if you just get it and then expect everyone to just fix everything for you, it's not going to work. Like, you know what I mean? But the fact that, like another kind of software that follows this is like email autoresponders. A lot of them will do on a pay per, like how big your contact list, but that helps. But what I was going to say last is, and this is just like a quick one, but if you're scared of not hitting you're number one and you feel that urge, what if I put it all on sale for 90% off or 80% off, 70% off? Resist that urge. Resist it at all costs, because the truth is, the people looking for your 90% off aren't the people who are going to be buying it at full price. And that is a very critical distinction. So we'll get into more details about why you need to really consider that in the next video. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that again. If you guys want, I could show you my screen so that you can see how I do my bidding, as well as how it kind of rolls out. See if I can fuzz out some of the details. But generally speaking, it's not bad. There are some good videos on just how to use like the PPC. Say you don't know anything about setting it. It's not hard to get set up. It really is you just don't go trigger happy. Don't just put $1 bid in. Put like what Amazon tells you should, and be okay with that. Be okay with the fact that one day you might get 10 sales, the other day you might get 1. If you're doing the things that we've said, where you're building organic traffic sources, you're using retargeting in your Facebook ads and your Pinterest ads and whatever else you're using, you can get I'm going to go ahead and say you're going to get better results. And that's what you go after, seed keywords. Because if you can get, say, I always use lightning cable, right? Say lightning cable is your main keyword. That's what I would have under the Facebook ad. So like if you had a super URL, and if you guys need one, I can give you one, just comment below. But if it's just more cost effective, like, because you can get Facebook ads down to 20 cents, 10 cents a click, whereas you'll be lucky to get 10 cents for good clicks on PPC. I think so, because I swear, when you're on the first page for some of these big hitter volume, some people just click in their window shoppers. I hate it. It's like I love and hate window shoppers, but that's what they do. But I will say one thing: never go overboard on it, because PPC, and this is a ClickFunnels concept, the biggest problem with PPC, and it will be, unless you get things like buy together and bundles, is that your cart value is limited. Because if you're a new seller and you got one product, it's all or nothing. You're either going to make the margin of that product or not. And then your PPC, you might have paid for someone to go off onto Amazon and do other things. You're still going to pay. Whereas like a Facebook ad, you can jazz that Facebook ad up. Like if you guys are in our Patreon, we talk about some of our really super secret tricks. But you can make that Facebook ad either pay for itself outright, or you can throw other offers in that aren't necessarily Amazon, but you can make more money. And then in the long run, you're able to just spend your cash efficiently. Yeah. So like, if you're starting with the 510, don't overbid. You need them, but don't overbid. You should be more aggressive with PPC as a relation to your keyword rankings. Because if you balls the wall it and you just say, I'm gonna put $50, $100, and then all of a sudden you come back and you have no retargeting information, you're just like, oh. Search term reports only do so much. So but yeah, once again, this is Drew from ZP Reviews. Final thing, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you missed my statement earlier, we have included our business plan and launch optimizer in the link below in the description. So thanks for your time, guys. See ya.